Wrong one. Let's try that again.
Welcome everybody to episode 147 of the You Can't Comp This NBA Trading Card Podcast. We are your hosts, Adam, Amy, and Russell Gibson. And it's the middle of the week here. We're recording a little bit early.
It's not our normal recording time, but I'm still pumped, Ad. We've got heaps to go through as usual. There's always something comes up, isn't there?
It's this time of year, really. It's
cobbled
June.
Together, so yeah.
The finals are upon us. It's pre-finals. This is exciting for us.
It's been pretty average for me these last few days without basketball. I'm not super happy about it. The absence of games, I guess. Maybe we just pod more. We could.
Oh, goodness.
I've been watching some WNBA. I've been rewatching some of the playoff games that I either wanted to watch again or I missed out on a couple that I just need to catch up on. So that's been, I can't say it's been the end of the world, but geez, I tell you what, I'm hanging for tomorrow, isn't it?
It's so Friday. It's the 7th in Australia. It starts on the 6th in the US. I'm waiting for the world to go back to normal. I've been going around singing Luka Doncic's praises and how much I want the Mavericks to win the finals.
You're such a fair weather fan. Just get off the bandwagon, mate.
I'm pushing the bandwagon along. It's
making me sick.
I do like Tatum, but I wish he didn't play for Boston.
We should actually say this now. So we're recording on the 5th of June, Australia time. So if you're listening to this on the Sunday or the Monday of next week, this all might sound a bit weird, but just sort of try and keep that in mind that we recorded on the 5th.
Especially if, given what the Celtics have done recently, like Kyrie Irving just goes missing or like injures himself, like, I don't know, falls off a train or disembarking somewhere. I don't know. The Celtics are cursing people. So Luka and Kyrie might not even play game one. Who knows?
I reckon Luka would play with just about a broken leg at this point.
What about 2 broken legs?
Maybe not 2.
Tatum and Brown are thinking about ways they can... They have had the easiest run in, the Celtics. They
have definitely had an easy run in, but at the same time too, they earned that. So you can't take that away from them.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. CentralCoastRadio.com. We are on Thursdays, 10 a.m. till 12.
Yes.
Tuesday nights, 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Melbourne time, that would be.
Worth staying up for.
Yeah. Actually, it's quite good for me on Tuesday night. The lads come around, so then we get to...
Oh, and you can...
kick on with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bit of late night radio
in the background. Yeah. Delicious. Yep. And then I think the next thing for us to mention is Jules. So Jules from EJ Cards has declared today that he's moving on. So all we can say to him is safe travels. We wish you all the best in your future endeavor, Jules. I'm sure both of us got our own favorite Jules moment.
Probably.
And just for all the support that they've given us over.
Yeah.
From our infancy as a podcast, EJ Cards were integral in our support. So thank you so much, Jules, and we really do wish you all the best and hope you start building up your collection again. So
yeah. Well, it's getting back to no longer being the store, but EJ's is still around. Like the store's still around. Rob's.
The shop is still kicking on. There's no mention of them closing down or anything like that. In fact, they've got a trade day coming up.
Awesome. I might have to tag along.
Yep. So from maybe a bit of a low note to a very, very high note, the Jordan 1 of 1 was recently just sold.
Oh, you saw that on the socials?
Pretty sure you sent that to me.
No, I'm laughing at the fact that it's been on every social platform.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
And reframed and redistributed. Just for those that aren't aware, did you know the most expensive MJ card has ever been sold? Whoa! Hot off the press, yeah.
2003 Ultimate Logoman 1 of 1.
Yep.
It sold for $2,928,000.
That's US?
The previous highest was 2.7 million. So
Okay.
I thought what we should do is talk about this card first, and then we can talk about a couple of other one-of-one cards.
For sure.
Because this seems to me like a pretty good time to sit back and comp one-of-one cards
Well, you
to
can't
each
comp
other. So
this.
you can.
You can.
2.9. Alrighty. So what do you think about this as a card ad, first of all? And then second of all, what do you think about this as a price?
I actually think the price is a bit low. If this is the pinnacle, the biggest MJ card, I don't know. Why do I keep getting 5 million in my head? Anyway, I think it's a pretty. This is literally the ceiling because Jordan, arguably, because it's a debate, but the greatest of all time, a logo man, the most sought after type of card, Jordan's autograph, not the easiest thing to come by. What more would you want in a card? If you say vertical, that's probably the only thing, right? It's a beautiful horizontal. It's a nice auto. It's a clean logo, man. You'd want the embossed one-of-one, maybe.
So if we are picking faults at this card, for me, there's three things that come to mind. It's not a rookie patch autograph. I think that would be a more desirable card. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Vertical, I think that does matter.
Yeah.
And, actually, interestingly, today I was listening to a video from the card guy, and he was talking about this. He was saying at one point the horizontals actually were more highly coveted and went for higher prices, whereas the market has just sort of spun around a little bit on that. So I think that does matter. Also, too, if you're looking at the grade on this card,
it's authentic.
It's just authentic. It's not actually graded. So, I'm highly speculating here. It might not be in the best condition of all the cards that are available.
Well, it's a one-of-one. It's the highest.
Yeah, that's 100%.
It's definitely the highest grade it can be. But the auto's a 10. I think that's a beautiful autograph.
Yeah.
I actually think the way the autograph sits on the card is it's nice.
For me, a really important part of this card too is who it's been authenticated with, because I think, and this is sort of falling into my previous thing I've said about PSA, it's, if you're going to buy something for this much money, you want that guarantee with it.
I tell you what, if you're the person at PSA that's authenticating this,
that would go to their head grader. I don't think that's going to the intern ad.
You reckon it's not going to the intern? You go, by the way, this is coming out of your salary if we have to replace this.
Look, I don't think so. Look, irregardless of, my hate that I just saw at the card, all of that is completely irrelevant. It's an absolutely beautiful card. I think the aesthetics of this card is actually pretty good. I'd say really good. Actually, I quite like the one-of-one being handwritten. I quite like the Panini scripted one-of-one. I have to admit, I do like that, but in a very close second place, that handwritten one-of-one, that's quite nice too. I wonder if Jordan did that or someone at Upper Deck did it.
Looks like a thicker texter.
Yeah.
I'm nitpicking, but
really nice autograph. He's definitely taking his time with it, so I definitely do appreciate that. The second highest Jordan sold for 2.7 million, and we've spoken about this card already before. This was a All-Star Game patch of Jordan, 6 out of 25 onto that. I actually think the autograph on the more recent sale is much more aesthetically pleasing just because of the amount of contrast that's there.
Yeah.
So, I think to take your point of what you're saying, it doesn't seem high enough. I agree with that, particularly if you look at the second highest sale, which is numbered to 25. I really like this card.
It's impressive.
At that price is really good, yeah. So why don't we talk about a couple of other one-of-ones that have also either sold lately or we've been talking about lately. So just to sort of comp it out a little bit. So this is a LeBron James one-of-one that also came up in my feed this week. This is from our very good friends Card Ladder and Eye Catching Sale.
Yeah.
This is the 2004 finest blue Superfractor one-of-one, BGS 10 pristine. So the only thing that held this back from a black label is a 9.5 on the edges. Other than that, so we're talking, geez, that's close, isn't it, to go for that? This sold on Golden's auctions for $63,000, which, we can't we're not comparing apples to apples here, but I just thought that was a nice little comp
It's
on that one there.
very, yeah.
This to me is very almost mosaic to me. That's the
Yeah.
pattern impression I get on this one.
It's a good one. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. The superfractors.
I like the hideous blues. I like the hideous ultraviolet green that's in select at the moment. So actually, I quite like that. I also like that LeBron's got his face mask on. That's when he had his broken nose at that time in Cleveland. It's kind of a cool photo, actually. Good action shot, which I do like about basketball cards. All right. Now, this next one, you're going to enjoy this. This is the Luka Doncic. Also, the horizontal RPA.
It's the same card.
I mean, that's a very good observation, actually. You could say that that's, basically Panini have copied Upper Deck's card here. So, yeah.
Yeah.
There's some truth to that. I don't think there would be a...
I think design-wise, I definitely think that's the intent.
I would call that 80% close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I suppose is probably close enough.
What are your thoughts on...
But enough to avoid a lawsuit ad. That's the other thing.
Yeah,
go.
Well, look at the way... the card is vertical where it says Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
Versus everything else is... I don't know.
It's tweaking your OCD.
Yeah. I like the Jordan.
So this is what I wanted to talk to you about, though. So that Luka sold for 3.12, which is more than the Jordan, which sold at 2.93 million.
Does that end the debate? Luka's the greatest of all time. I'm on the bandwagon now, so yeah, let's do it.
Well, this is what I want to talk to you about from before, because I think, for me, the reason why the price difference here is, it's obviously not the player. I think it's because it's the rookie year.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's where I sort of lay with that, is that I don't particularly think... Like, they're both one-of-ones. I think they're both highly coveted cards, but I think that price difference is that. I would also probably say, too, at least this one, the grade on it. It's BGS, I will definitely say that, but I think it gives you a little bit more comfort in a way. I mean, actually, a 9 on a card like this is amazing.
Yeah, that's true.
These cards are so
and this is a rookie.
Grade. It's not funny.
Is it a rookie, this one? No?
That's his rookie card, yeah.
Oh, it is a rookie. It is,
yeah.
Okay. 18, 19 National Treasure, yeah, all right.
So let's just call the price on this even though it's not exactly even, but it's close enough.
There's no rookie.
Hypothetically,
there's no
if you had this...
shield on it.
It doesn't, but he's definitely 18, 19 year. That's something I just can't
drop
forget.
the ball.
Yeah. I agree on that.
I think it's a rookie shield.
Which would you choose, Ad? The Luka RPA or the Jordan?
I'll take
2003.
The Jordan. I'll take the Jordan. I'm on the band. I'm pushing a bandwagon, but I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. Jordan. Yeah, 100%. No question. Because there is no RPA for Jordan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is a logo man, so that's the closest we're getting to a logo man RPA is the logo man.
Well, in the event that you've chosen the Jordan, I think I have to go for the Luka because there's only one, right? We can't share this card.
We can both agree on Jordan, and that can be our, that's our canning of Luka for the week. And now we go back to the Luka love.
Because I think where I'm a little bit stuck on this is that the number to 25 sold for quite a similar price to that.
So you reckon this 2.93 is a bargain?
Well, I think either it's a bargain or there's something that I'm missing here that this whole thing just doesn't really make sense because either that or the Luka just sold for too high ads.
That's possible.
Yeah.
That's possible. Because wasn't that Luka resold? Was that the one that was resold for a lot lower? No.
And then the owner bought it back when it crashed down.
Yeah.
I think that might be a different card, actually. But
okay.
That would be funny if it was this one.
That would be hilarious.
Look, I'm going for the Luka, actually, just because it's his rookie card. I know I'm
Yeah, you made the point about it being a rookie card, so yeah, good point. Yeah. Good point.
And it also has the one-of-one scripted on it, which I have to admit I'm quite partial to that. Alrighty. So this next one is... So last week we pretty much spoke about this exact same card, but this is a different version of that card. So last week we spoke about the Jordan, LeBron, Kobe all being Logoman 1 of 1 on the same card. And you were sort of saying this would go in your head for around 5 million, which seems to be like your baseline for very expensive cards.
Oh my god, that's phenomenal! Like,
Yeah. So actually, I found a different one. So this is the 2006 Upper Deck Exquisite. And this actually sold on Golden's auctions. This is in 2022. So, you could argue the market's shifted since then, but
sure.
you might also argue the market's gone down. So this sold for $1.68 million USD.
Okay.
So, I don't think that card is going to go for a 5 million ad. Because this is a very good comp on that. Like, it's just about the same card. It's the same players, it's the same logos.
Yeah, I know. No, I get you.
Maybe one day it will be a $5 million card, but
true.
Like, if I feel like that's a really big,
I guess it doesn't have an
gigantic mountain to get over.
Yeah, you're right.
Because we've just done a Jordan 1 of 1, we've done the Luka rookie RPA 1 of 1, and they're still not getting to 4.
All right, so
to 5.
I have a point of contention.
I would love to hear you.
Because we talked about, I talked about a comparable card, or a card that I thought, the reasoning behind me thinking it's a $5 million card.
Yeah.
Was the logo man, the LeBron.
Yeah.
That's sold for what, 2.4?
2.4, correct, yeah. So now you're talking about the flawless triple LeBron logo, man.
Yep. The one that they were after, it was all
Miami,
over the media.
Cleveland, Lakers logo man in it.
Yep. But that's 3 LeBrons, no autos, just logos. 2.4 million. Versus LeBron, Kobe, Jordan, 1.68.
Yeah.
Now, allow for a bit of inflation. Even at 2 million, that's still unders compared to the LeBron, right?
Well, actually, those two sold quite close together, just looking at the dates on these articles. So the LeBron that you were just discussing sold in June 22.
June 2020, yep.
And this Jordan, Kobe, LeBron sold July 22. Oh, wait. Was that August? I always get confused with the American
July,
months.
but it's around that 2 month period. It's also
July or August.
It's also nearly 2 years ago, and I remember us discussing this.
Yeah,
We've
definitely.
been doing this for a while. I don't know. It's a tough call because we talked about it last week with 3 different players. If one's a trash player, does that devalue the card? But these are 3 of the greatest players of all time.
Yeah.
Like, there's none of those players are dropping. So what's more sought after is a 1-on-1.
All right, so let's finish off with this thought, and we're going to go to an ad break.
Yeah.
Which would you prefer, the LeBron triple logo or the Jordan LeBron Kobe triple logo, man?
The LeBron Kobe.
Yeah,
Jordan.
I love that. I actually really love the aesthetics of that card. I think the way they've done that out is quite delicious. Yep.
Yeah.
Alrighty, advertisement time. The Hobby Hangout is going to be in Sydney.
Yes.
On the 16th of June at the Roundhouse. Workshops from Lane Pierce, the Poker Zone, Breaker's Den will be breaking throughout the day. We've got a panel headlined by Matthew Payne. There is an absolute heap of traders that are going to be there. So in no particular order or favor, I'm just going to read a few of these off. Card Fever, Gamers Combined, Neon Trading, Pick a Blue, Game Corner, Pops Galore, Premium Sports Cards from Card Strike, PCA Mart, and then the last one I'll read is Boop Collectible. So if you would like to buy some tickets, please go to thehobbyhangout.com.au and you'll find your tickets there. And then for us, Adam, we'll be there on Melbourne. We'll be there in Melbourne.
That's a silly autocorrect, isn't it?
Absolutely. On
Melbourne.
The 30th of June.
Yes.
And we'll be doing a live podcast there. So we'll be live podding at the same time or at the same event as double coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Payne will be on the panel. Lane Pierce will be there again. Trading Zone. So guys, bring your traders boxes. It's one of the best parts of the Hobby Hangout. It's just getting around people, doing some trades.
Yeah, it's an experience, that's for sure.
Again, no particular order out of these. big three cards and supplies. We've got the Card Cave, Cherry Collectibles, Mad Dog, which is spelled DAWG. Our friends at EJ Cards will be there. Blacklist Cards, Matt's Card Shop, Melbourne Breaks. Ah, Jono's going to be there.
Mailman
Card
breaks.
Fever.
Yeah.
So yeah, 30th of June, Melbourne Pavilion. That's in Kensington.
Yeah, it is. Racecourse
And
Road, yeah.
thank you so much for the support from the Hobby Hangout. Alrighty, we are back. Thank you so much for coming back. Hope you enjoyed some of the tunes that we spun then. All right, 1986 Fleer Jordan sold. So the reason I put this into the run sheet, it's really a follow-up from last week's, big conversation we had about the star card. So
Yes.
the Jordan 1986 Fleer last sold for $292,800, and that is the PSA 10. So just to really, we don't need to spend heaps of time on this one ad, but just remembering what the PSA 9 sold for, which was a huge number.
Mm-hmm.
And the PSA 10 Fleer is still cheaper than the Star 9. So I think, really where this solidifies this for me is what we're talking about last week. Clearly, where people are putting their money into is the Star now. I don't think there's any other way for you to say this anymore. Like, I feel like it's just judge, jury, execution, and that conversation's over.
Yeah.
I think where, obviously we're just rehashing this really quickly, but where there is some conversation to be had is the aesthetics between the two cards. I think that's it, honestly, mate.
I don't know. The aesthetic of this is yeah. This is the iconic one, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not going to set the bar where I should. It's $292 is fine. It's not a $5 million card.
Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty. Now this is a bit of an interesting story. So this came up through literally someone just taking a picture of this in Target and putting it onto social media. So it's just proliferated around quite organically. Target reserves the right to prohibit purchases of any merchandise to resellers. Resellers are defined as a company or an individual that purchases goods with the intention of selling them rather than using them. This includes individuals that exhibit behaviors such as pack searching and weighing. Adam, how do you feel about this? And how do you think they're going to enforce it?
I'm all for it. Regulate the hobby, damn it. They're doing their bit. They're doing their bit. They're trying. I'm not sure if they're going about it the right way. I think it's a very brash move. It's interesting that Target are trying to draw a line in the sand, basically. My follow-up to that is how do they identify people that are their intent? Because I don't believe you have to declare your intent when you purchase a product.
Yeah. So I think if someone takes a trolley and takes all the product off the shelf and fills up their trolley and walks to the counter and purchases it, I think that's okay. But I think what they're trying to weed out here is people actually looking at the packets, trying to feel the packets, see if it's like a thick packet or a heavier packet, and then come on, I'm sure you've even seen the videos of these guys sitting there with scales.
Oh, the scales is ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's obvious. But, I don't know, can you say that they don't have it's a bad parallel to draw, but what is it on, you watch any cop show and they're like, they take someone's drugs and, like, intent to sell, like, distribute?
Yeah.
Like, you've got too much product there, and I know we're a bunch of cardboard addicts, right? So if we take that much product off the shelf, we're liable to want to break it ourselves. But yeah, once again, how do you prove the intent to resell it?
I think you can't do that, but I got to be honest with you, I still think they want to make sales, right? So if someone's happy to buy all their stock, because really interesting. So I'm just thinking about the time that I was in America recently, and actually it wasn't the easiest thing to do to pick up sealed product, but at the same time, it seemed a lot easier than my previous trips.
Yeah.
And so I think the market has changed in that way. So I still think they would, want people to be selling. I think what they don't want is these people would sort of outwardly showing that quite ugly behavior of just standing there weighing the cards. I reckon that's actually what they're trying to weed out. But in some ways, for me, my 2 points about this is it seems to me to be 6 years too late. I feel like it's taken them a very long time to react to this. And then secondly, actually in some ways they've already addressed it because they were having a lot of problems. Remember we spoke about this, people fighting the car park, and then they've had problems with their staff being abused and assaulted and all that type of stuff. So then they put it all online for a while, and I actually think that's the best thing for them to do.
Just put it online, or
put it online, because then also too you can actually track and
people.
see. You can see which accounts have had the most, and then you can, okay, fine, you've
Sure.
bought the most,
Yeah,
so therefore we're going to limit your account. Okay, you've only bought a couple, that's fine. We're happy to give you your allocation, and then also too that eliminates the weighing and also the filling up of the packets. I feel like sort of takes care of a lot of that at the same time.
If you're going to keep it in store as a function, just to play devil's advocate a little bit, and I know there's ways around it.
Yeah.
When I've gone into some of the department stores that do sell product like this, they're not always available on the shelf. They're behind, like in a different section that's a staffed area. You go into some shops, so like EB, you can't access it.
Yeah.
Just grab it and buy it. You have to get someone to open a cabinet and get it for you. And that way, I guess you can put purchase limits, i.e., not grabbing all the stock off the shelf in one hit.
And stop people from weighing them too.
Of course. It's, oh, can I pick the one I want? Yeah. Which one do you want? 1, 2, or 3? Not, you can't weigh them. I've done that before where I've gone, can I have the one on the end?
Yeah. I think it's fun to...
That's just being superstitious. And
that's your lucky number. Yeah.
The last time I picked lucky numbers, it was from Rimp, and I picked 2 Boston Celtics cards.
That was pretty painful, actually.
That was That was disastrous. It's the worst case scenario ever. But it's...
Just blame Rimp.
It's all Rimp's fault, for sure. Both Boston cards. That's just mean. Anyway, but it is. It's like, I'd like that product. Not, I'd like to
Speaking of Boston,
product.
are you going to sell those cards now that it's finals time and they might win the finals?
Hell yeah. That said, Marcus Smart doesn't play for Boston anymore. But
hey,
they just get caught up in the excitement.
Now we're talking about flipping cards. I've thought of a new word that I think is more palatable than flipping. Rolling. You're rolling over this card into another card.
Rolling cards?
Yeah, so you're selling it so you can roll it into your next card.
There's nothing
I don't consider myself a flipper.
Cardboard.
I don't consider myself a flipper. I consider myself a roller.
How do you roll a card? They're rectangular. You flip it.
All right, let's segue back to Tigers. I got one more thing to say about that.
Okay, good. I'm just going to keep thinking about different words now.
I don't actually think weighing cards helps you.
Agreed.
The only thing it tells you is if you've got a patch in it, but that might not be the best card in the box or the packets, right? It might be a low numbered card. It might be the autograph card. And actually, which I super love, Select Hobby, they put fillers into them. So you could weigh the packet and then come up with a filler. So
take that.
Yeah.
You flip
Alrighty. This next one is, you're going to love this. I think you're really going to enjoy this. This is from Slab Stock. So if you don't follow them on Instagram, check it out. They're actually very good with their content. Victor Wembanyama Kaboom Gold. So number to 10, 3 out of 10 on this one. PSA 7 though, we've already discussed the centering issues on this ad nauseum. We don't need to go into that again. Versus the Anthony Edwards 2020 National Treasures patch autograph, so rookie patch autograph.
It's really taking off, isn't it? This versus.
Yeah,
you can't comp this. You can.
It's pretty fun.
I like it.
3 out of 8. I don't know if this is game worn patch or not. Let's just say that it is.
Okay.
On card autograph. Now the Victor sold for 40k. The Edwards sold for 39. In a world that you have this amount of money just sitting around liquid, which would you go with, Ad?
Oh, this is a tough versus. Number to 8 is the Ant. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a line in the sand moment.
It's crazy fun, this one, isn't it?
This is like, oh,
Yeah.
this is like, I can feel the anxiety in my answer. I'm gonna back Ant.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I've got no problems with
I'm
you
gonna back
doing that.
Anthony Edwards because we're just talking about it before. The Luca 1 of 1 RPA or rookie, the logo man, but it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a $3.1 million card.
Mm.
Like if Ant continues on the trajectory that he's currently on,
Yeah.
although apparently Jordan did denounce any birth association. He's not his son.
Has he publicly denied that?
No, I don't know. It was a meme, but anyway, it would be funny.
Interesting.
It would be funny. Look, if Anthony Edwards continues on the career path that he's headed, this RPA is worth a pretty penny more. I don't think anyone's losing on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Ant.
I've got no problem with that, and I really tossed this up quite a bit, but I'm actually going to go with Kaboom. Hear me out on this. Now, this one's easy for me to actually reference because last week we spoke about the PMG,
The PMG,
KG,
yeah,
which sold for 32,000,
yeah.
which was PSA 6, right? So +1 for Victor is PSA 7, but the price difference is only like 7K,
Sure.
right?
Yep.
But the KG is numbered to 50. And this Victor is numbered to 10, and it's a rookie card.
Sure.
So I'm just having a really hard time with two things at the moment, where I feel like the narrative is, oh, ultra modern is overpriced and people just go crazy for it. But then there's some older cards like that PMG that we're just discussing.
Yeah.
Like that to me seems overs. But
True.
whoever
true,
bought
true.
it, you paid that for a reason, and I got no problem with it.
Yeah.
And so the other thing too is that there's a lot of the rookie patch autograph stuff. You know, there's the number to 99, there's the number to 10. Of course, there's the 1 and 1, you know, sort of on and on. And of course, yes, there's the number to the unnumbered kabooms, and then also the number to 101. So it's not like this is the only kaboom.
I could always get like a gold Sharpie, and we could just get the plain kaboom and color it in.
We could do that and submit it to BGS,
Yeah.
and it'll come back as a number to 10.
Sell it
absolutely.
on eBay. What do you reckon? Make
We need to say allegedly, don't we, Ad?
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah,
Allegedly, this would happen.
Yeah. And if I am selling a kaboom that's got a color, hey, I'm never selling a gold kaboom on eBay anyway. So
Anyway, I'm still tossing this up, even though I just tried to make this big argument that I'd go with the kaboom. I'm still not actually 100% convinced I'll do that.
I think they're both on a very high trajectory. I don't think anyone loses.
Which one do you think is going to pair out at the highest value at the end of the day, Ad?
I think it's on the fact they both have amazing careers. I think the RPA.
Okay. Because I actually wonder if Victor is going to be
Because of the no auto thing.
just like scary good. Do you know what I mean?
Will there be any patch stuff of Wemby? Do you know, like rookie patch? Like, is this? So the follow up to that is the Kaboom rookie card the rookie card? When I say the rookie card, I mean the most sought after.
No, I know exactly what you're saying, and I think to answer your question, Fanatics aren't going to leave any undone opportunities in this space. And they've already said there's going to be unlicensed Wemby rookie cards. I'm using air quotes on this, and it's going to have the rookie logo on it. So that's
I can't wait for the eBay descriptions.
It's already out in the wild, that information. So, you know, I think it's just to be seen. Can they get game worn material of his and do that? I mean, that would be really interesting if they could.
They can get worn material.
Why couldn't they?
I don't know, something about the agreement, but yeah, sure.
Alrighty, let's go to our next ad break. The Bangman. Thank you, Amir and Team Bangman, for supporting our show. We really appreciate everything that you do for us. As far as I know, you've still got your May Bronze Edition available, but I just did see you've had an absolute ton of stock being delivered today on Facebook, so I'm sure you're going to have more stuff coming for us hot off the press, mate. 2021 Prism Cello Pack, 23-24 Prism Blaster Pack, 21-22 Mosaic Fanatics Blaster Pack, 21-22 Optic Timor, 20-21 Flux Blaster Pack, 21-22 Select Timor, 22-23 Select Fanatics Blaster Pack, 19-20 Hoops Premium, 22-23 Hoops Blaster Pack, 19-20 Chronicles Blaster Pack. All of that comes in Amir's delicious Bronze Edition boxes. 10 packets for $129. That is delivered to your door. Pay ID, PayPal, Afterpay, ZipPay. Hit up Amir on the Bangman on Facebook and Instagram. He'll take care of all of your collecting needs. Adam, we are back.
We're back.
Let's talk some NBA playoff leaders. I'll get you to click that link, mate. And if you could read out to me who is leading the postseason in points this year.
Oh, it's my man. It's Luka Doncic.
Who is leading in rebounds?
Hang on a second. I'll have to zoom in. Mavs 7. That's Luka Doncic.
Huh. Assists?
Looks like a grumpy Luka Doncic.
And steals.
Quite a bit happier Luka Doncic.
Yes, and 3-pointers.
A smug Luka Doncic. The many faces of Luka.
I think we should take this moment to look at some Luka Doncic cards. What do you think, Ad? I feel like he's earned
like
his moment
if there's a week for me to be on the bandwagon, let's go. You watch the Celtics destroy them on game 1 and I'll be sad. I won't.
All right, why don't we each pick a card to talk about?
A Luka card?
Yeah.
Can do that.
We'll go from there.
I'm just on card ladder.
Yeah, any you want. I'm going to choose the rookie Tiger Stripe from Prism. PSA 10. Last sold for $15,000. Now, the super interesting thing about this card, all-time high sold for $66,000. So if you go to the all-time graph and you zoom out, it's a staggering looking graph. The very interesting thing, though, is actually the overall growth on it is plus 795%, despite that enormous drop that it had. So whoever picked it up for $1,600, I can only say congratulations to you, sir.
It's impressive.
That for me is the card of dreams, really. I think that type of short printed case hit, number to 10. It's not exactly a color match, but I do love those out of the box color patterns that Panini do come up with every now and again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh.
What do you got for us, Al?
Oh, I'm going for a rookie card. I can't help myself.
Yeah,
I've gone for a different one.
Talk to me.
I've gone the 2018 Panini, the Donruss Optic.
Okay.
Is that out of the premium box? Yeah. It's just a nice parallel. I don't know. It's the blue. It's wavy. Something different. Last sold for 1,150. It is
right.
over the last couple of years is down, but let's say the last 3 months is up 42%. Last sold price 1,150. Pop count on that one is 60, and it's numbered to 249.
Yeah, okay, cool.
The premium box, yeah.
I think at the moment there's a lot of heat on Luka, and I think that heat is going to keep continuing through the finals, and particularly if they win. It's actually going to be really interesting for me the next 2 years how he plays out. Like if they win the championship this year, I feel like you can sort of project steady growth for the next 2 years, to be honest, Ed.
Can I quickly just? Oh no, we're celebrating Luka. I'm not going to play devil's advocate tonight.
Play devil's advocate.
What happens if they lose?
I think he's still pretty young, so I don't think it's going to make.
Yep.
I think he'll go down,
yeah.
but I think his new baseline will be. So on his silver, his baseline at the moment is 1,700. It might make his new baseline say 1,400 if they lose. If they win, I wonder if his new baseline is like $2,000, to be honest.
Okay. What about
like
Tatum?
people are already hot for this guy anyway, Ed.
Yeah, it's true. I'm just trying to like see what the deal, because you know what's coming, right? Like one of the Tatum or Luka is about to rock.
Yeah. crazy explode. Yeah.
Well, you'd expect it to explode.
Yeah.
One of these two is expected to win a Finals MVP.
Yeah.
They do have pretty good second fiddles there. So Kyrie is capable, and as is Jaylen Brown. But I think it's one of these two, and I think Luka's the front runner if the Mavericks get up.
Yeah.
No.
Staying in the Dallas Mavericks camp, I was talking about Derek Jones Jr. last week, so this is again a little bit of a follow-on. I found this on Twitter at 65Lando. This is a quote from Derek Jones Jr. I could have accepted my player option in Chicago. I just decided to bet on myself and took less money to come here, but the money wasn't the problem. I wanted to have the opportunity to be on the floor and showcase what I'm able to do, and it happened for me. He is going to get paid this offseason, and I always find that a little bit ironic because sometimes these successful teams, it's almost like their worst enemies because, they develop these players, they put them into good positions, and then, like, he might get 15 million a year next year. Like, that's not outrageous to say that.
Yeah, totally. Totally. It's impressive.
Yeah, look, I've loved watching him play this year.
Yeah.
So I found a couple of comps on him. Now, I couldn't find a Prism rookie autograph on him. So the best I could find was a National Treasures to 99, which sold for 146.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing I could find too was a Panini Contenders draft pick autograph.
Oh, wow.
From 2016, also the same year. So sticker autograph, they were selling for very consistently $10. Really interesting. His prices across the board were very, very consistent all the way through. So
yeah,
a modern veteran autograph of him is selling for about $20.
Huh.
Yeah. So I think there is a bit of a fan base for this guy out there.
Yeah.
Do I think this guy's a buy or holder or sell at the moment? Look, to be honest, unless he wins finals MVP or something, insane like that, I don't really see, much movement on this. But clearly there's some hobby love for the man, which is, fantastic.
Agreed.
Yep. All right. Speaking of lack of Prism autographs that we just did about Derek Jones Jr., I found this card on Facebook, on a Facebook page this week. Actually, this is from Dan Whitty. I reached out to him. I sent him a message, asked if it was okay if I could put it up, and he was very gracious about it. So, Dan, thank you so much for letting me put this up. This is a Josh Giddey blue autograph. I just love this card. I just wanted to put it up. I just wanted to show it to people. And I think for me, this is a really big change in my head because traditionally, I just haven't cared about Prism autographs. Like, all I've cared about is rookies, silver rookies, and numbered colored rookies, or veteran Tigers, or now my current fetish is the veteran cherry blossoms. I'm
cherry blossom cards. Let's get them while they're hot.
But I think this is like something else that you can collect now. Like, that is a really nice looking card.
Yeah,
it's not quite a color match, but it's good enough that it actually makes sense.
It's not too shabby. It's not orange and light blue, but it's close.
It's pretty cool. Yeah,
I like it.
And I actually feel as though they've tried to improve that space. You know what I mean? Like, they've said, okay,
they've made an effort.
Give us some feedback about some of the problems with this product. There's a lot of feedback we could give them about quality control, etc. But put that aside. Yeah, just well done, I'd say.
Yeah, nice card.
Alrighty, so we got some listener feedback on this. Ryan Jewell, thank you so much, Ryan. Agree, they got very bland with a super obvious slapped-on sticker. Yep. Yeah. A bit of color and a better image goes a long way. Yep, that's very well said, Ryan.
Yeah,
yep.
For sure.
Ben Monahan is taking us back to the 90s. Nothing beats the 90s. Big black marker across the player image. That's where it's at. I feel like that's something Al would say, to be honest.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
Luke Batterson, the blue looks really nice. So thanks, Luke, for your contributions, mate. We appreciate it. Alrighty. Another player versus player.
Oh, bring him on.
I probably should have put this up the sheet a little bit higher and we could have gone back to back.
Oh, I've seen these guys before.
Wemby, green shimmer photo, numbered to 5. PSA 10, sold for $113,000. Ant-Man NT RPA, sold for $85.5K.
What?
That's super weird, isn't it?
Wasn't the other one an RPA? The Kaboom.
So the one that we spoke about before was National Treasures,
This is National Treasure.
numbered to 8, PSA 9, and the one we just cited then is, RPA. Super weird, isn't it?
Wow.
So I think there's just some things in the hobby that don't make sense, and I'm gonna put this down to one of these.
Wow.
I feel like we're missing something here, ads.
Um,
I suppose the
I'd pay
grade.
40. I'd pay 40K for this one.
I suppose the grade on the Ant-Man is 9.5 on the NT RPA to 99, but does that make that much of a difference? Like, does it double the price?
Crazy.
I gotta tell you, mate, I actually like the previous one better. I like the Kaboom better than this number to 5 photo,
Yeah. How crazy is that?
particularly at the price point. And then I think there's a lot more value considering this one is 3 out of 8, which sold for 39,000, and then this one is number to 99, sold for 85.
That's insane. I'll
Could
take
be.
the Ant again.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, yeah, I don't like that green shimmery.
I think if you force me to choose between those two, yeah, I'd go. I'm with you, but I still think that's an overpay, particularly when I compare that to the
The
number
number
to
to
8 that
8.
sold for 39. So
Yeah.
I would take both of those cards over those other pair of cards, if that makes sense. And then I'd still probably go with the Kaboom out of all those 4.
Oh,
So,
for all 4. I'm
yeah,
back to back with Ant, but yeah.
yeah. Alrighty, it's time for our next break ad. So just stay here, guys. We're going to listen to some music. Once we get through some music and some local advertisements from our friends at Central Coast Radio, we'll be back
We will.
talking about some hot basketball cards. Alrighty, this next one is a bit of a weird one, Ad. So we're not going to spend a heap of time talking about it, but this is from my friend Ivan Holand. So he put up a card for sale today on NBA Card Market Australia. Alexandre Sarr, which maybe been rebranded to Alex Sarr, who's been playing in the NBL
Mm-hmm.
and currently projected to go number 1. Now, the reason I thought that this card is actually just worth mentioning, really maybe nothing more than that. This card actually came out of a product that didn't get very much love at all. Topps Chrome University.
Yeah.
When it first came out, a few people bought it, and then I think part of the problem with it was that, so for example, this card that he's posing is from the OTE Elite.
Yeah.
And so I think the problem with the card was that they were prospecting so many years ahead. So for example, SARS is coming out now. Like, do you really want to be sitting on cards hoping they're going to increase in value?
Yeah, yeah.
Not
like
even knowing. Yeah.
It's almost like the is it the NBL product? Sorry, Major League Baseball, MLB
Yeah.
stuff, not NBL.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But
it's just like you go through.
But
so
people
many,
go
like,
nuts for that ad. They love prospecting and all that stuff. But that doesn't seem to be really the culture in NBA card collecting.
I feel like the depth of rosters and the number of players required on a baseball team might change the dynamic.
Sure.
I don't know. And the minor leagues are probably much more deep, I guess. Start the right
And
way.
well defined. Whereas I feel
Yeah.
like in the NBA, it's the G League, and then you've got all the European leagues. It's quite difficult to follow.
Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty. So Ivan was asking $12 shipped on this. Is this a good buy at $12, mate? Considering he could be the number 1 or the number 2 overall pick coming out soon.
$12? Why not?
Delivered.
$12 delivered.
Yeah.
Sign me up. Because
Okay.
you flip it for 40 or 50 if he goes number 1, right?
You mean roll it?
You meant flop it. Oh, no, flop's terrible. Toss it? No. I just can't roll a card. It's square. You wreck the edges.
Yeah, it's true.
Put it in a bottle? Roll it? I don't know.
No.
I don't know, rolling cards. I roll
You're
dice.
not sold on this rolling
I'm
card.
trying to
are
cut.
you?
I agree we need to move away from flipping. And I feel like the other words I've come up with are probably not appropriate. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna
flopping
be
and tossing are probably not.
kid appropriate.
No,
Yeah.
no, you don't do any of that at school. So
You
I
do
don't
not.
know. Yeah, we'll come up with another word, I'm sure. But I would flick it. I don't know, for $50 if he goes number one.
Yeah.
Flick it on. Done.
Alrighty. This next one, a 1997 Metal Universe Kobe Bryant Precious Metal Gems.
Sold.
Now, I put this in for two reasons. One, we've been talking about PMGs a lot. Actually, three reasons. Two, you love Kobe. And the third reason is I'm going to ask you how much you think that this card last sold for. And then next week, I will follow this up and I will tell you you're right or wrong. And then we could also do like a bit of a listener interaction post on this one too. Precious Metal Gem Kobe Bryant. I should add this to the PSA 3.5. So it didn't grade very well. It's got some obvious surface issues, even for me, who's not great with
I can
grading.
see it in the top right corner's cooked.
So the KG went for what, 40,000?
Yeah.
It was PSA 6.
Yeah.
Use that as a measuring stick.
200K.
Okay.
Oh, it's a 3.5.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe 60 to 70.
I reckon it's a
$100,000
$100,000 card.
Okay.
100K.
Yeah. Almost double
So,
the KG.
but 3.5, you may as well just regrade it as authentic.
I still would prefer to have it in the PSA slab ad.
Yeah. No, PSA authenticated.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Authentic.
I
3.5 is pretty bad.
I don't think I'd spend my money on PSA, sending it back to PSA. Do you know what I mean? That's going to take more money out of your bank account.
It's true. Yeah. It's true. It's nice that it's card number 81 as well. Just pointing that out. Before it happened.
Yep.
Yeah, $100,000 card. Because if it was a PSA 9 or 10, that's a $500,000 card, right?
Yeah.
Surely. Anyway, that's my thought. We'll see.
Yeah.
Do I have to wait till next week?
Yeah, you do.
What? And you know, I will wait till next week because I can't do research.
I'm not telling you the answer anyway. Even if you ask, I'll be like, no, sorry.
Fine.
Yeah.
I'll stay tuned.
Alrighty. Caitlin Clark. I want to talk about Caitlin Clark just because there's been a fair bit going on with her in multiple different aspects. So just sort of hear me out on this. Caitlin Clark has essentially been bullied is not the right word, but they have been absolutely hammering her, and they've been having a good time just giving Caitlin Clark a hard time. I think that's the best way to really say it. But one of the young ladies from the WNBA really took the cake when she's essentially body checked her from behind, just fouled her from behind. And Caitlin Clark did a pretty good job of taking the hit.
Mm-hmm.
She definitely sold it and sort of, rolled down onto the ground a little bit. That was totally fine. She got up pretty quickly. Interesting to me, her teammates didn't rush over to protect her. I would have thought that if you've essentially got the golden child on your team, that you would have, I don't know, maybe an enforcer out there, like a woman's version of a Charles Oakley or something like this, just, on the court with her at the same time, but that's okay. But I did a bit of reading into Kennedy, if I'm saying this right, Kennedy Carter's background. So she's 25 years old. In 2020, she was the 4th overall pick. She was terminated from her contract by the Atlanta Dream for threatening to beat up her teammates. In 2022, she was picked up by the Los Angeles Sparks, who was then waived for poor conduct. In 2023, she was taken abroad and to play in Turkey. In 2024, she signed with the Chicago Sky as a free agent and nailed Caitlin Clark in her 7th game. So that was a little bit of an interesting one for me. Look, I think
she didn't choose the thug life. The thug life chose her.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this Carter girl you need to stay away from. She looks like big trouble to me.
Oh, goodness.
Look, Carter's actually putting up pretty good numbers this year, so she might be one of those players that actually just takes a couple of years to, settle herself down and sort of, get herself into order, but she'll still be a bit of a unit out there. Maybe like a Marcus Smart, Tony Allen type who's just always, causing trouble. Kyle Lowry, comes to mind. But back to Caitlin Clark. So her card's probably haven't been doing as well as people have anticipated. But for me, there's enough talent on display out there to actually not be concerned about, this at all. And I think if we're being honest about this, people definitely got caught up in the hype before she was out, even in the league,
Yeah.
paying thousands and thousands of dollars for autographs.
Sure.
I'm not too sure that's the right idea. Now, her Panini stuff still hasn't come out yet. So this is for me this is the part that I'm starting to wait for, because traditionally prices on WNBA Prism has been pretty low, like
Yeah.
less than 300 AUD for a sealed box. So I'm sort of a bit worried it's going to be 600, to be perfectly honest with you. And then it goes from something that's been really good value to something that's not. So that's probably where I'm at with that.
Hope not.
Yeah. Alrighty, let's finish off today's show with a little bit of pocket change, because I feel like today we did some ultra high end stuff with the Jordan 1 of 1, the Luka 1 of 1. So let's take it back to our roots.
Yeah, back to the roots,
think.
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
So how about I'll do a couple of mine that I've found, and I'll do a couple of the listener ones, and then while I'm doing that, you pick out something that you wanted to share with us for your pocket change.
Oh, goodness, pocket change.
And then we'll go from there.
I've got the listener ones up.
Yeah, cool. All right, so I'm going with Dries Walker. This is someone who I spoke about 2 weeks ago on the show, saying that I think it's someone worth looking at. So the one I'm probably the most interested to talk about is a bit of a weird one for me, and I'm sort of reluctant to discuss it. But anyway, here we go. Prism Monopoly, numbered to just 24. It sold for 35 USD. I am reluctant to talk about this because I think traditionally I've said stay away from Monopoly, but there's always the right price for the right card, and I think numbered to 24 at $35, I think is actually excellent value. The next one is a Select Insert, which is the Red Shock, numbered to 99. That sold for 4 USD. I don't mind that at all.
Nice.
Select Inserts have always been, to me, I've always liked the aesthetic, so I'll stay with that.
Select's a great
And then
set.
this next one, Red Cracked Ice, which comes out of the Mega Boxes, I think that comes out of. That sold for 99 cents, not even $1. So I feel like I've just picked up there, say, 3 cards, and I can still call all of them pocket change if I, paid for that for one, to be honest. So
$40 all up for 3 cards. Pretty good value.
not bad.
Pretty good
That's
value.
Not so bad. Yep.
Well, the first post is from long-time fan of the show, Al.
Yeah.
Scoot Henderson. Silver Prism by the look of it. Is it a silver?
Yeah. Absolutely.
$40. That's the centering looks all right.
It's crazy, isn't it, when you can buy that probably cheaper than a break spot?
Yeah. It's probably people trying to flip it, toss it, flop it, roll it.
You mean roll it into a bigger card?
Yeah, no, into another break. Cause...
Yeah. Well, maybe.
That's a good pickup. Great pickup there for Al.
I think if we both know Al as well as we do, this will be sent for grading. So Al, make sure you let us know.
Yeah, we'd like to know the grade on that one if it does come back. Yeah. What have we got?
Alrighty, this is a bit of a strange one actually. So this is from James Mann. This looks to me like the Chinese eBay, which I can never remember what it's called, but let's just call it the Chinese eBay. 27 yuan. I don't even know what that is. I need my currency calculator.
$3.73.
Is that what that is?
Well, there's grey writing underneath it that says with the wavy equal sign, approximately $3, $3.70.
Reading the small print has never been one of my strong points, Ad.
I reckon that's around about could be $4 US. That's like, what? It's cheap.
Yeah. So number to 175, I think that's what that says there.
Okay.
Yep, that's a great little pickup.
Nice.
I think any rookie card that's numbered that you're getting for less than $10, you just take it. Even if it is a low end prospect like Bates, I think that's a really good pickup. Yep.
For sure. All right, lucky last for this lot, we've got Scotty James has picked up a 2020-21 Hoops Kentavious Caldwell Pope Hyper Gold number to 10 for $8. Start of a new PC was the caption. Nice.
Hoops is the ultimate entry-level product, but I'm going to die on this hill. I think actually the designs are really quite nice. I actually quite like that parallel. I think that is very unique. It's not really something we've particularly seen a lot of before.
Yeah.
And then the photography is really good. Like, that's just a good-looking card for $8. Low numbered. Yeah, delicious pickup, Scotty James. Well done, mate.
Nice work. Yeah. That was good.
All right, Dad. What have you got for final thoughts?
Final thoughts. For everybody that's really in shock and awe that I'm on the Luka bandwagon, don't worry. The playoffs are only a couple of weeks long, so I'll be off the bandwagon.
So you'll be back off the bandwagon as soon as it's over, is that what you're saying?
Look, the hate will stop or the hate will resume. It's one or the other. Like, I'll either be eating my words about him not having done anything and defending the fact that, well, now he has done something, he can justify his prices, or I'll be reminding everyone he's still done nothing, except for led the stats through the playoffs. And I did like...
I mean, that's
something,
like
isn't the 5 faces of Luka, all the different emotes. It was very, very...
Did you enjoy how I made you read that out for each one?
Yeah. It was. I'm like, oh, this is going to be deep. And I saw the link. I'm like, oh, it's Luka.
I was trying to hold my grin. I'm not going to lie to you, man.
It was good. I'm looking forward. My final thoughts are I'm really looking forward to watching some basketball because this week without basketball, the gap is. We get it. They need to have a rest before the finals start, but
yeah. So the rest is part of it. Also, to the way that they basically both swept. I think that was the big part. That contributes to this longer layoff. Yeah.
No game sevens. No game 7 yesterday or today or whatever in order to roll into. Yeah, for sure. But
actually, I got one more question for you. So there's a rumor today that Anthony Davis is on the trade block for basically some like poo-poo platter with Chicago. So there's the Chicago tie of Anthony Davis back to his hometown. I get that. But I think if Anthony Davis is traded, that also means that LeBron is leaving.
LeBron's already opted out, hasn't he? Already said he's opting out.
I think he can opt out to re-sign. Like, I'm not too stressed about that. But what I'm saying is, like, so if the hypothetical is that he wants to go play with his son, this is what it means to me. Someone's made a verbal commitment to his son.
Yeah.
So then he's told the Lakers, I'm leaving. I'm going to go to this team to play with my son. So now the Lakers are right. We're going to trade Davis away and recoup some assets back. What do you think about that theory?
I think it's a bad move. Like, Davis was their best player this year. Like, I think he was more important than LeBron. When LeBron wasn't on the court and out, the Lakers still played quite well without him.
Yeah.
And Anthony Davis is a reason for that. I think they can rebuild without LeBron, and hopefully keep AD happy. But I don't know. It'll be interesting. All you know what it's like. As soon as the focus is off basketball, it's about who the Lakers are acquiring, trading for, what they're getting in return. It gets a bit repetitive. Although apparently JJ Redick is the next coach. Is going to.
So my take on that is that LeBron should just be made player coach, and then Redick is basically his lead assistant with a huge asterisk and star next to it. That's basically like the head coach. Do you know what I mean? Like, Don't say, oh yeah, he's the head coach when LeBron is going to be pulling the strings like that.
Yeah, we
hate
know
that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
When was the last player coach we had? I actually can't even remember. Was it Scott Skiles?
It was ages ago, wasn't it? Let's have a look. Google.
Bill Russell did it. I can't actually remember. Hey, I'm just looking at the Lakers draft picks. We're segueing hard right now, but that's totally fine.
Dave Cowens, it says, the last player coach in the league.
And was that for the Celtics?
Yep, 78, 79.
Interesting. Hey, the Lakers have actually got their own they've got the Clippers second round pick for them this year. Why don't they just draft Bronny Jr. with 56?
Yeah, that could happen. Well, they apparently also, is it New Orleans that are going to waive their rights to the pick this year because the draft's that bad? Because it was part of the picks they gave up. They had the rights to this year's pick for the Anthony Davis trade. And they're like, nah, so the Lakers will get pick 17 or something.
Yeah.
And they're like...
So the Pelicans keep that, is what you said?
Yeah, they get it next year.
Yeah.
and then the Lakers could use that to pick 17 to get Bronny.
Okay.
But all the speculation's begun. Where's Bronny going? What's LeBron doing? Everyone, all the free agents are sort of starting to, who's going where, what's happening.
Yeah.
I mean, that obviously after the next few weeks when we've got an NBA crowned champion, that'll be the next thing. It'll be the draft and it'll be
It just doesn't
free
stop.
agency.
It's a well-oiled machine now. It's just a 12-month around the least.
Don't get a break. It's good. It's good. There's no sort of slowdown.
Yeah, that's it.
That's awesome.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you to all our podcast supporters. Every click that you give us is amazing. Speaking of clicks, we just went over 28,000 downloads. So that is amazing. I can't thank you all enough. Thank you so much for all of your support. Our Central Coast Radio listeners, thank you so much. We really appreciate you. Hope you enjoy the tunes that we've been laying down. And thanks to you, Adam.
Thank you. Pleasure as always. Thanks for a great show. It was good midweek banter in the lead up.
Yep.
Filled the void of watching no NBA. Good to talk about Luka and Jordan. Farewell, everybody. We'll see you. We'll see